You spend their break?
I went down to Florida, got away. It was on the beach. I don't know if you guys can see my tan. Got a little bit some tan lines.
Okay.
Yeah, I was outside. That's the definition of outside.
Kind of get away. It sounds like you got off your feet.
Yeah, it was good. Just a mental break, physical break, to literally get away, and then come back, refreshed mentally and physically.
I know it's kind of get squeezed in 2 practices.
Mhm.
It's like, let's go. What's kind of been the main? You guys have had to make so many tweaks, out of lineup and things like that. So I guess what's the main message going into today when you're shorthanded?
Yeah.
You guys have been shorthanded.
Yeah.
Do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the main message is, kind of just continuing to focus on us, and being better individually so that we can all be better collectively. Just like, holding ourselves accountable to, not feel sorry for ourselves, because everyone goes through these ebbs and flows throughout the season. But we just all gotta, lock into what we need to do and focus on us so that we can be the best team and continue to get better. Cause like everyone goes through this. So ours just happened to come a little bit earlier. So if we continue to be better individually, I think we'll be better collectively as well.
Picking up on that, you guys are kind of used to by now playing without Elena as tough as that still is. Ariel's been like kind of remarkably healthy throughout her career. What is the toughest thing about adjusting to not playing with her, or what's the thing you miss most about not having her?
Yeah, her voice. And luckily she's still been very vocal, even though she's been on the sideline. But her voice on the court, it just brings everything together because she's just so consistent and she's just so level-headed. She doesn't really show too much emotion, and that consistency is, you don't realize it until it's gone, especially on the court. But luckily for us, she's been very vocal off the court. And I know for me, I'll go over to her and ask her, like, what does she see? And what me personally I can do better, and then what I can relate to the team if she hasn't related already. Oh my God, do we? Do we? I actually played with Sai back. I can't remember what year it was. I think it was my second year in Hungary. We played together. I love playing against with her. Don't like playing against her. I love playing with her. Just energy player, and she just plays so hard every possession. Just a great screener, great roller, great finisher, high IQ. I mean, she's a player that you want on your team. So I was super excited about that signing.
She like fitting in with everybody like off the court. Like
yeah. Yeah. She's Sai's great. Like, her personality's great. A great teammate as well. She talks, she communicates. She'll pick you up. She's also another consistent player. Like, she's not too, like, she's not up and down as far as like emotions go. She's very level-headed, and like I said, she's a player that you want on your team. No problem.
Yesterday, Eric said there were some morning people on the team.
Yeah. I am a morning person. Yes, I'm a morning person. I'm up, I'm ready to go. And then we have the rest of our day. Hopefully, it was a little rainy this morning, so hopefully it clears up a little bit. But yeah, I'm a morning person.
I know it's not too much different, maybe a 1 o'clock Monday. How does your different?
For me, I'm honestly, it doesn't change too much because I'm already up at like 6:37 anyway. So it's kind of like the same. So I just kind of like keep pretty much everything consistent. And just lock in to not just practice, but it's a game. It's a game day.
Going to the team, so don't believe that. But yeah, your shoes that you wear for the game. I know you wear the Air Dog on.
Yeah.
What's the reason for why you wear those shoes?
Because my teammate was the first to have her own, not a PE. Nothing against the people with the PEs. Her own Nike shoe. So what better way to support and represent by wearing it out with her standing right next to me.
What do you enjoy most about them?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw them, I was like, wow, those look heavy as hell. And I gotta wear them because she's my teammate. So, but when I put them on, like how light they are, like I don't really like high tops. I'm more of like a mid to low, but like these are like the first high tops that I wore that they make me feel like I'm in low tops. Because of the weight, they're just so light. So shout out to you, Della, for that.
Kind of mentioned like that break, but it seems like everybody on the team and the student coach kind of use that not to regroup and get their mind
like that, get part of it. Like, what is the kind of energy of the team coming out of the break?
Mhm.
That talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're just excited to get it back going. And I know going into the break, everyone felt like it was very much needed physically and mentally, not only for themselves, but for the team as well, just to kind of step away and then come back. But we're ready to lock back in. And we know we had to make a strong push going into these next couple games, especially this home stretch, protecting home court, because we got another pretty strong road trip next week. But I think this is a great opportunity, these next 3 games, to get the ball rolling.
And what's outside?
Mhm.
Lines up for you guys play. What is it? Then give any like the big game like this? Or like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm always excited for the kids games. I'm from right outside of Pittsburgh, and we didn't have a WNBA team, but I just know that would have been me at that age. And so this is exciting for me, just to see all the kids supporting. And sometimes I don't think they know which team to cheer for, but so they just cheer. So, but we love the enthusiasm. I'm sure I can speak for both teams, just the enthusiasm and the atmosphere that they provide.
Any other questions? I think that's it then, Tori. Thank you.
You guys.
Hey. Can you share? No, probably this answer, but can you share how you're gonna approach some lineups today? Because this will be the first one without Ariel.
Yeah, it's I mean, everybody's gonna play. I think I'm gonna use all 9. So just trying to figure out some ways, mostly to just make sure I don't go crazy on the first game of 3 and 5 days on, Tosh and Slim and those guys. But we'll see a lot of Shatori, you'll see a lot of Mung, see a lot of Queen coming off the bench, and then our 2 hardships will get their run as well.
How tricky is that trying to balance those minutes of not playing too many? You're shorthanded, but don't want to run people in the ground, but also you've got new people who are still learning, so you can't just run them into the ground either.
Learn by doing. They're gonna get their opportunities. So I think we've done okay with it. Honestly, we've been shorthanded now for a while. It's just the personnel has changed. I think we've done okay with it, and it's been an amount that people could tolerate. My idea is just to have a few minutes in the tank, a few extra minutes in the tank if we need it for, fourth quarter or game circumstance changes, somebody's in foul trouble, whatever. So you gotta plan to have a little in reserve.
Would you like to share the starters?
I would not, Kareem.
All right,
I don't know their starters, so that's probably more of a mystery than ours.
that's all I got. Thank you.
Christy did say them, but then PR was like, that might not be right. So she did sort of say them.
Oh, okay. You want to share?
Well, she said the same as New York, which was their like small lineup with Vivian's, but then PR said maybe not. So
Okay. But
if that changes your mind.
no, it's probably about what we would guess. Yeah.
Sure, sir.
I'll share. You want ours? We'll have tutorial start for Ariel. Otherwise, it'll be the same. Big mystery.
This feels like a win that we've accomplished.
There you go.
I was just gonna ask you, obviously you guys have dealt with Elena at times being out, as hard as that is. Ariel, on the other hand, has been pretty healthy over the years. And what's the biggest adjustment to not having her in there?
Just missing her ability. I mean, honestly, she's the person on the perimeter who other teams respect the most as a shooter, and that changes how we do things. But we have other capable shooters. I think the way Shatori has shot the ball lately, the way Mung can shoot the ball, they're not the same players, but everybody just has to be themselves. Nobody has to try to be Ariel.
Is Maisha still on her minutes restriction?
She is.
Do you expect her to come off that at any point this season, or is it just more and more minutes, but still restricted?
It's probably just going to increase little by little. I mean, I've said to a couple people that it's as much about the individual stints that she's in the game and the duration of those as it is the total number. So when you are limiting kind of those segments and then letting her recover, it's hard to play 35 minutes. You know what I mean? So kind of same thing. Like the reason I don't share the number is you never know when you're going to have to go to the well and go a few minutes over. So I don't know. I'll let you guys look at box scores and guess what that number is.
Has that been challenging while you've been shorthanded to like stay within whatever her number is, or has she fit pretty neatly into what she's needed, even as the numbers have kind of shrunk?
It's been challenging maybe once or twice. maybe once or twice in the fourth quarter, and you just have to think about when you're going to sub her. But, you know, that's why I have a job.
You know if you want. Okay. Hi, Eric.
Hey.
Just with the kind of second half of the season starting, having that all-star break, kind of how did you guys approach it, especially with like all the kind of bumps and bruises and the injuries, and what are some of the things that you're looking for the team to come out with, all things considered, now that this is like the official start of the second half of the season?
I think we approach the break as a true break and let everybody get, you know, away a little bit. The ones that, you know, have been hurt needed some time to get some more treatment. Luckily, we weren't playing games, so they weren't missing games. And then the ones that are healthy and have been playing a lot probably just needed a mental break as much as anything. Second half of the season, you know, I think we came out of the gates as a good defensive team and struggling offensively, and it's maybe flipped a little bit in the last couple of weeks. And so our goal is to get near the top of the league on both sides of the ball. And personnel affects that, who we have to play, but our habits can be a lot better defensively than they have been lately. And it's hard when you don't practice. So we've had a couple practice days. It's not going to be perfect today, but we want to see improvement in some areas, you know, especially how we contain the ball.
And you said when Elena re-injured her ankle that she was just more frustrated than anything. What did you see from her just during the break as she kind of regrouped and has been trying to get back to full health?
She's making good progress. I mean, as everybody is well aware at this point, she's extremely diligent about her recovery and how she takes care of her body. You never have to worry about her, you know, doing the things she needs to do in a rehab. So unfortunately for her, she couldn't be a part of All-Star. And, you know, I saw the ceremony they had for her. It was very nice. Nobody see that? Nobody see it? Yeah, her. Yeah, it was nice. But, you know, so she was here doing her work to get ready to help this team. And that's one of the best things about having somebody like her, that's your leader, that's your franchise player, is you trust that they are doing the right things to help the team at all times. And so we just look forward to getting her back.
Any other?
Ask about I know you don't want to maybe change how players approach the game, but with all the injuries piling up, is there any conversation with maybe some of your players that are willing to throw their body out on the line and know that they maybe go the extra mile that other players were to risk their body to make sure, like, hey, we can't afford to lose another player?
No, you can't start telling people to play their game in a different way. I think you end up in trouble doing that.
And then yesterday, I can't remember the quite phrasing that you used, but being back in this arena, what's the first thing you think about with the Mystics organization being here in Cap One?
It might sound like a little, well, first of all, I remember when we started here and the stands were pretty empty. There wasn't a lot of good vibes about the team. And I think about that first season and some of the energy that was injected back into this team, you know, people like Ivory and, you know, young Emma Mieseman and TRP and people like that just kind of gave us a new life as a franchise. But honestly, being back in the building, what's the most like nostalgic is just seeing all the people that work here that we don't get to see anymore, you know, because we're not here day to day. So, you know, all the people you see around the court, the ushers, the security, all those people who, you know, feels like our one day to come say hi to them again.
Any other in-person questions? Then I think that's it, Coach.
Great.
Thank you.